Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have Nickie here with me today.
Hi guys!
And I thought I would do a tag with, it was kind of like a tag. It's basically about third culture kids, because we're both third culture kids, and I was thinking if I was going to do a third culture kid with tag with anybody, it has to be Nickie, because she's like the definition of a third culture kid. So basically, I actually went on YouTube and like searched for third culture kid tags, and I didn't really like any of them really. I mean, they had some interesting questions, but we thought we would assemble. We thought. So yeah, earlier Nickie and I sat down and thought of 16 questions to do this tag on. Yeah, so basically it would just like, it'll be more of like a discussion kind of thing. So yeah, first question. Wait, do we want to talk about what another culture kid is?
Oh, maybe we should I just like Google a definition?
Okay. So we're just going to Google the definition of third culture kid, because in case you guys don't know what that is.
It's kind of hard to explain, so I'm just gonna
I always say it, okay, I always say when you're born in one country and your parents are from a different country and you grew up in another different country. Yeah. That's kind of the gist, but kind of...
It's kind of like different variations of that. So, well, the definition here says, third culture kids are persons raised in a culture that other than their parents, or a culture that of a country named on their passport for a significant part of the...
That's literally what I said, right?
Yeah.
So not where you were born and not where your parents are from, and like,
So just, you have a third culture, basically.
Yeah, a third culture that isn't your parents or your passport, basically. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that we kind of, I don't know, if you guys don't, maybe I'll Google it and like paste it below. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so the first question is, what's your nationality?
Okay, do I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
So, my nationality is half Danish, half Papua New Guinean.
And my nationality is Taiwanese. Oh my god, I don't know, okay.
But aren't you Australian as well, like nationality?
No.
Okay, well there we go. That just says how
she's already
confused.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Taiwanese and she's half Papua New Guinean, half Danish. Where have you lived?
So I've lived in Denmark, Papua New Guinea, Bangladesh, Laos, Vietnam, Iran. Have I missed something?
And UK.
Oh, the UK and Solomon Islands. So 8 countries. Yeah.
I'm a lot less than that. I've only lived in Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam, and London, or Hanoi and London. Yeah. Or where do you live now? Well, we both live in London now. So yeah, we actually met, I don't know if it's worth saying, but we actually met in Vietnam. We went to an international school together over there. Yeah. So the fourth question is, what do you miss about each of those countries? Maybe you can just choose a couple that really like stand out for you.
Should we do Vietnam? Because then that's like both of us.
Yeah, okay, Vietnam. Well, it's an obvious one.
Yeah.
How cheap it is, how easy it is to get around, how much freedom we have there.
Yeah. The weather.
In general. Well, it's a bit humid, but
it's warmer most of the time. And
honestly, how cheap everything is.
Yeah, I think that's the main one.
Literally, like...
And the food.
Yeah, the food.
I don't know if you
And how cheap the food is.
I do miss that. Especially when you live in London now, it's like...
Yeah. Okay, and then, do you want to do another one? Like a different country?
Okay,
maybe Denmark.
Denmark? Yeah, Denmark's an interesting one. Because, I've never lived... I lived in Denmark from when I was born to 2 years old, so I've never really lived there, and I've only gone back during summer holidays and to see my family, so it's kind of just, I can't pinpoint something I miss, because
something I miss about living in Asia in general is being able to go to the beach more frequently. I guess, I mean, in Europe you can always fly to Italy and stuff like that, but I don't know, it just seemed much more easier to go to the beach when I was back in Asia.
Definitely.
And I miss the food in Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam, so yeah.
To be honest, I think food in Denmark.
Yeah.
Like the pastries.
Really? Okay.
The pastries. I do like the kind of hygge-ness of Denmark as well. Like.
Okay. Interesting.
It's very cozy when I visit my family. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Okay. Number 5. What's your first language and how many languages do you speak?
I'm a bit of a letdown with this, considering my background. I'm a bit of a letdown. So I speak English is actually my first language because my parents didn't speak Danish or Papua New Guinea to me growing up. Well, actually in Papua New Guinea there's multiple languages, but the main one is kind of a pidgin English. And I do speak that one because I did live in Papua New Guinea a bit recently, so I guess
So
those two are the languages I speak.
Long-winded question, like answer for literally English and Pidgin.
Yeah, literally. That's
but it's
all
because
I
we like. I think for the both of us, we always try to justify why we don't speak more languages because it's really it feels like
I feel like a letdown because I'm Danish and I don't speak Danish.
So my first language I always thought was English because it's my strongest language. But my mom recently told me it was actually Thai.
Really?
Yeah, like my
Thai
first words were Thai. I guess because I was adopted and we moved to Thailand.
To be fair, I think I'm the same as that. Like Danish was my first language because I was born in Denmark, and then like a lot of the first words I spoke were Danish. But then since moving away when I was 2, I just don't remember anything.
Well, there you go. Okay. So my first few words were in Thai, but my mom told me that I developed speech problems because I guess my dad spoke to me in English, my mom tried speaking to me in Chinese, I guess, and then there was Thai in the mix. So they kind of was like, you know what, we're just going to focus on English because that's the only language that we all, like all of us, or both of them knew.
I think that's kind of the same with my parents. Yeah. English was the easy option.
Yeah. Then number 6, in what places around the world do you feel like a local? Like... I guess we were talking about this earlier when we were writing the questions, and it's very difficult because I was like, I don't feel local in any of the countries. I feel like at home when I land here in the sense of like I feel local. Yeah. Like I know where my bearings here.
I think the same with me. I think in London now that or in England in general, I think I've kind of. It's almost, I think it's actually almost the longest country I've ever lived in now, so.
Really?
Next year will be the longest country I've ever lived in.
There you go.
I guess England?
Yeah.
I mean, London, I guess, like especially like the commute in London, I feel like a local, because it's like, we're all really moody and just,
Okay, for me, I feel like at home in Taiwan, but it's the thing is I don't speak Chinese very well. I'm more like an intermediate than anything. So it's hard for me to communicate or understand like when I'm there. And I can't read or write in Chinese like at all. So I can't read any of the signs. I can't. So I just feel a little bit like I do feel foreign there, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm Taiwanese, but I still.
Well, I say that when I'm with me being I'm like I'm Danish, but I can't speak Danish, so it's like, well, maybe not then.
By the way, I actually just realized I didn't really properly answer the other question. I speak English. I don't speak Thai anymore. Only English and intermediate Chinese. Yeah.
Do you feel local in Vietnam? Do you feel local in Vietnam?
No, because I don't speak Vietnamese either, and I can't read Vietnamese.
I did.
And they treat us differently.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Differently, because we're foreigners to them, so they treat us differently. So that's how I don't feel local there.
Yeah, true.
Number 7. Do you get mistaken for a different nationality? Every single time.
Always.
Always.
I always get Canadian because it's like it's not quite American. So just like, are you Canadian?
American 100% of the time. Every single person in London will start with, "Oh, are you American?"
Yeah.
And it's always American. Always American. I've never been to America, so there's that.
Don't ask us why we have these accents though, because it's like.
It's because
I don't know why.
For me, if you put an actual American person next to us and ask them to talk,
you could definitely tell the difference.
We don't sound that American. We sound pretty.
It's weird because American people sometimes think I sound British. So
yeah, same.
So I'm like
no. I mean, like maybe like the odd word here and there, I sound a bit more British, but no, I for sure. Okay.
We just sound weird. It's just.
8. What's your favorite cuisine?
That's really hard.
So I keep playing with my hair. It's because I think I look bald. I never have my hair in a ponytail for
I have
videos.
this weird, I always put like this down because otherwise it's like I'm literally bald.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I need something down here. Like so I'm like trying to like push my hair up. Anyway, my favorite cuisine, definitely Asian food. I can't decide between Chinese, Vietnamese, or Thai.
Depends on my mood. I think Vietnamese and Thai food are probably my faves.
Yeah.
But then I also love Indian food.
Oh yeah, Indian food's good too.
Yeah.
I love a good bolognese as well.
Yeah.
Like Italian.
Italian is just like solid choice.
Yeah.
I also like Middle Eastern food.
But if it's a cuisine that we have to eat every single day, I'd have to go with Chinese. For me, just because...
Every single day.
Because we have... I feel like we have more variety.
Yeah.
I guess it's because it comes with having more history.
Yeah. What cuisine I would eat every day? That's a hard one. Maybe Italian.
Italian?
That's also...
No, man, that's too much carbs for me.
Yeah, it's too much carbs. Maybe Thai then. I don't know.
Thai's bomb, yeah. I keep losing track. Okay, number 9. How are you treated when you go back to the country you're from or lived in? I definitely get treated like a foreigner in Taiwan. Like, I'll speak to them in Chinese, and then
they know you're not.
Yeah, they're like straight up like, oh, are you ABC, which is American Born Chinese, which I'm actually not, but I know what they mean by that, so I'm like, yes. But no, like yeah.
Well, so which country?
To like where you've lived and where you're from.
Well, I'm definitely treated like a foreigner in all the countries I go back to, if I do go back to. So like Vietnam, definitely foreign.
Yeah.
Denmark, I can't
Actually,
speak it,
I feel least foreign in Vietnam if I'm amongst friends.
Yeah.
But if I'm amongst locals there, then I definitely get treated like a foreigner.
Yeah.
But amongst friends, we're all the same.
Yeah, we're all kind of the same. In Papua New Guinea, I think I feel more... I get treated more like a local than in Denmark.
Okay.
People can see I'm half, so they're like... They kind of know that I'm from there.
And I feel like you really truly embrace island life when you're there. Because you love that kind of lifestyle anyway. True. So I feel like you embrace that a lot there.
Yeah. It's easy. I think it's easy to become a local in a place like Papua New Guinea. Because it's like, everyone's just chill.
Yeah. Also, like, it's like they always know, like, especially back in Taiwan, if I buy something that like needs a bit of wrapping because it's fragile, they always just know they're like, oh, you're taking it abroad, aren't you? So they like wrap, like they say that before I even say that like it's gonna go abroad. Like I never say that I'm taking it overseas, but like for example, like an example would be I buy a lot of elephants, like little like random elephants, like ornaments. So whenever that happens, they're always like, oh, do you need to wrap it? You're bringing it overseas, right? And I'm just like, all right, fortune teller.
Yeah, like you know, I like that.
But yeah. Okay. What do you find weird about the UK?
Oh. I have to like think back to when I first moved here now because I feel like I've now adopted a lot of it.
Something I thought of, I don't find it weird, but necessarily weird, but I think it's just different. During my Uber rides in London, I take Uber every day, and inevitably they always ask you where you're from, yada yada, have that small talk, and when I have a guest, like, oh, where are you from? Like, are you from here? By here I mean London, and they'll be like, no, I'm from up north. Like, they mean like north of London, like say we're like east, they'll be like, no, we're in north. Like I find that weird, like it's still London to me. Like they distinct themselves from north, south, east, or west, whereas I just see it as like London. Like I don't say like I'm from North Taipei or something. I'm from Taipei. You know what I mean? Like I find that really interesting.
I'm trying to think of quirks that it's more like it's mainly around language, I think. Like I remember when I first moved here and a lot of the words I used were more American.
Oh yeah.
And they'd just be like, why are you saying it like that? Or it used to really mess me up when people say like you're right rather than hello. So that when they come up to you, I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but like I've had people when they come to greet you and you're walking past, like say you're just literally like passing someone and they say, oh, you're right, and you respond with, yeah, I'm good, thanks, when it's like they're just saying hi to you. They're not expecting a response from you.
Oh really? I wouldn't respond. I thought they actually care.
Okay,
I didn't know that.
And they say you're right. They're literally saying hello. So
I say that too, but I mean like I want an answer.
Yeah, like, but like when you're passing someone, I'm like you're right, and then like you're gone.
Oh, so another thing that I find that I had a hard time with moving here is ground floor and first floor. I call this first floor. Like the ground floor is the first floor for me.
Same.
So like whenever I'm at at the mall or something, they'll be like first floor. I'm like, oh,
we're here.
This is the first floor. I still get confused with that. Yeah, like for sure. Next question. What are some of the stupid questions you get from being a third culture kid? So many.
Yeah, it's very yeah.
Do you want to start?
I feel like you have more stupid questions than I do.
We're not gonna disclose who said these things, but y'all know who you are because I know you guys are gonna watch the video. Someone asked me if I lived in a shack in Vietnam. I was like, Yeah, I live in a shack, you know, me and my Chanel bags. My mom thought it was more important to buy Chanel bags than a house for us in Vietnam. Yeah, I also have gotten, do you guys have milk cow in Vietnam?
Oh.
I find that really weird, yeah.
Yeah.
And one more, it's not really a question, I guess it was a question. This girl, she asked me, she basically pointed to a group of Korean girls and
that was
like, yeah,
stupid
and was like, what are they saying? And I was like, I have no clue, like I don't speak Korean. And she was like, well, isn't that the same? And I'm like, what? Does all of Europe speak the same language? No, Korean and Chinese and Vietnamese, very different languages.
People do, I think in Asia particularly, people make the assumption that like if you're any Asian at all,
it's Chinese.
It's Chinese, yeah.
I find that very offensive. That's really offensive to me. I'm like, we're not all Chinese.
Like if they just see a group of Asians, it's like those Chinese people.
Yeah.
And it's
I don't like that.
They could literally be from Thailand, Cambodia, like loads of different countries out there.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think I haven't really got any stupid questions. I've mainly got kind of, so if I say I lived in Vietnam, people then say, oh, like, so are you from Vietnam then? I'm like, no, I'm not from Vietnam. So, oh, but you lived there. So it's like the association of you live where you're from, which is, yeah.
And then there's like the obvious like, oh, is there like a war going on in Vietnam? I got that when I first moved to London.
I've heard that a few times from other third culture kids. They're all like,
just made it out.
A war there? Yeah. Or isn't that a name of a war in Germany or something? Like, I've heard silly ones like that.
Number 12. What does friendship look like for a third culture kid? For third culture kids. Well, all our closest friends or just friends are dotted all over the world is pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. It's like you literally have friends everywhere now.
Yeah, but we always say that's amazing because then you have a place to stay at wherever you travel.
But then it's also like.
And you always cross paths with someone. So like I've crossed paths with people. Because, you know, being in international school, people leave every year. So you have new friends every year. And, you know, best friends go, friends go. And then literally like 10 years down the line, you're like, oh, we're in the same country again. Like, hey, how's it going? So that's always fun.
Yeah. I think we're quite used to meeting people and then them leaving and then meeting new people.
Yeah, we don't get, it's not as bad for us when people leave. Like, obviously it's sad, but like, I like watching family vlog videos and I watched this American family who literally like cried their eyes out for like 5 weeks straight because their best friend was moving out of state.
Yeah.
So like still in America, but out of state. And I was literally like, yo, that's not, I'd probably just like, see you later, bye.
Be like, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
I know I'll see you soon.
I definitely don't get as emotional anymore. I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I think we're a bit numb to it. Like we're a bit like.
I've said enough goodbyes in my lifetime.
Oh yeah, another thing to point out I think is that like our friends are from everywhere and also have kind of different experiences themselves with being third culture kids. So some have maybe only lived in one country outside of their home country, and so they're still kind of German maybe, but they lived away for a bit.
Yeah, like Nickie and I are different types of third culture.
Yeah.
Like she was born into it, like she's from two different cultures, blah, 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 and lived in loads of different places, grew up in loads of different places. But for me, I was adopted into it. So my mom's Taiwanese, my dad's Australian, but you know, I grew up in Vietnam, I'm Taiwanese. Yeah, so we're just, there's different types, so.
But we're very used to, say like at school, when we were still at school, we'd have, if we were having lunch in the canteen or cafeteria, I don't know which one people use. You would literally be sat on a table with people from 15 different countries. Like, and that's normal to us.
Something else, oh my god, something else just came into mind until I forgot for a second. The religion thing. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, religion was not like a thing.
I never really thought.
Yeah, I never thought about religion ever when I was growing up. Like everyone was the same. Like well, not everyone was the same, but like we didn't see that as a way of splitting people up into different genres or groups or whatever. Same with class. Different groups. But like but like you were saying with the class as well.
Oh yeah, well I think because the class system is very big in the UK. Like it's very like people are very distinct about what. Yeah.
But I definitely was but then I was definitely more exposed to like the division of religion and class since I moved here. Yeah.
Like never really thought about it as much since.
Yeah. 13. What's it like living so far away from family and not seeing them frequently?
I think I've gotten used to it. I think as culture kids, we kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
Like I see my parents probably once or twice a year, and they both live in Asia now, and my brother lives in Copenhagen, so I see him again, probably more frequently. Well, I should see him more frequently. I maybe not. Should see
I'd
more.
come back to Denmark, but I love Denmark. I've only been there once though. I'm quite lucky in the sense I travel quite a lot. So I do get to see my parents more often than maybe other third culture kids. But yeah, I see my parents maybe like 4 times a year, which maybe isn't a lot to some people. Like, I just realized.
I see my parents a lot, like a lot, maybe like 4 times a year.
Yeah, sorry, for me that's a lot. That's a lot.
But I knew people at uni who'd go home every other weekend.
Yeah, I do like, I don't feel envious or jealous, but I'm just like, oh, I wish I can go home for the weekend.
Yeah.
But me going home for a weekend is like a 14-hour flight, plus a 3-hour flight.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I can't do that. But yeah, for me 4 times a year is a lot. Sorry, I actually literally realized that's maybe not a lot for some people.
Some people see their mums and dads like all the time.
Yeah.
And just, But I think when we do see them, we definitely appreciate it. I would say, because
it definitely helped that I actually moved out of my parents' place when I was 18 into another apartment, but like I was still in the same country, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, since I moved to London, I see them 4 times a year. Number 14, would you give your kids the same lifestyle like third culture kid?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah.
But I think I would like my child to feel a bit more sense of home somewhere. But at the same time, it's kind of good exposure as well to that kind of world.
No, I get what you mean. I feel like I think it is important to have a sense of like belonging.
Yeah.
Instead of being a nomad, but at the same time, you have some. I don't know. I feel like. I mean, that leads to the next question. Like, what are the best and worst things about being a third culture kid? So we can just combine that.
Yeah, we'll just combine it.
I just think that like there's so many. Being a third culture kid like opens your eyes out like really early.
Yeah.
Like
I think we're a bit more kind of culturally aware. I think.
Yeah. Like I don't easily get culture shock basically because. I guess, like I said, like we said, in international school, there's so many different cultures, so you just kind of already know everyone's like how everyone is, and
I think you're also just a bit more like you're used to changes, like dramatic changes maybe, and because you know so many people from different cultures, like
basically, you also have some cool stories to tell being a third culture kid. I think it was just kind of fun. It always comes up in conversation, especially moving to London.
To be honest.
Like people are really fascinated by the story and kind of like ask about like our upbringing kind of thing, which to us it's really normal, and all our friends back home it's normal, but to other people we didn't realize it was like. At least I didn't realize how different my upbringing was until I moved to London. Yeah. I guess that's the culture shock then. No, it's not culture shock. I knew how they were here, but like I just didn't realize they didn't. Have, but it's London's such a cosmopolitan.
Yeah, no, I think London's not the best example as well because it's very diverse. So I think you're more likely to find culture kids here as well, and people seem to be more open in general. I think.
And like I can actually also, being a third culture kid, you're always like exposed to lots of different languages, so you pick up on things a little bit. So like in France, like when they talk, you kind of can pick up as well what they're talking about.
I think we're quite adaptable.
Yeah.
Like we can get along with more different groups of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a good benefit. But then I think the main downside for me at least is the home. Like there's no sense of home. I think that's the biggest one. Yeah. So you kind of don't have that sense of belonging in the same way that as someone who would have grown up in the same country and lived in the same town, like have their friends from home. Maybe move to a different city, kind of identify with everyone around them.
Definitely.
We don't have that really in any way.
Yeah. Like I wish I had my best friend from like when I was like yay high, with me all the time. But, all my best friends are all over the world and I get to see them, once or twice a year or something. Yeah, like people in England, they have like their, childhood friends like 2 hours away from them, so they get to see them, and I just like, I wish I could see my best friends. Yeah, it's the same with the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that before the last question?
I think that's it. I think.
Yeah, I agree. just feel like a nomad.
Yeah.
It's a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
16. So, where are you from? This is a question that is just literally like a nightmare for third culture kids.
It's always, you always respond with like, well, I'm from here and here, but like I lived in here, but then like I don't really identify there either, and I kind of lived here. Yeah. So it's just a long story. So, I mean, I have my passport is Danish. I still would say I'm from Papua New Guinea, Denmark. I think.
I always, when people ask me where I'm from, I always answer I'm originally Taiwanese, and they usually be like, originally, like.
What do you mean then?
Yeah, because I never lived in Taiwan. I lived there for 6 months when I was born, I believe, and then I moved to Thailand. So, but I only lived in Thailand for like a year and a half to 2 years, and then it was Vietnam. So, but I don't consider myself Vietnamese though. I don't hold the passport. I don't speak the language. I don't feel local there.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Vietnam. I have spent like solid time there.
You've lived there a long time. I would have called Vietnam home a few years ago, but I haven't. I mean, it's been 6 years now since we were last in high school. So
really, I go back frequently, like every but
it's changed a lot for me. I think me. I think Vietnam was like home at a certain given time rather than will always be home, and that's just
I would say I'm originally Taiwanese.
Mm-hmm. But I would just say Danish, Papua New Guinean, but
just never lived there.
And then hope they don't ask if I speak Danish. Just like shove that one under the rug.
Yeah. There you go. So those are all the questions we came up with for the tag. Mm-hmm. I hope this had some direction.
Yeah. You should. I think you should probably put a definition of
third culture
kids, so people actually get a better gist. Because I think if we just like jumped into this video, everyone's like, "What is your third culture kid? What are you on about?"
Although, like, I feel like nowadays it's like pretty. The only thing is like for uni I tried to do a dissertation on it, but there was I couldn't find any like proper academic writing readings about them.
I've tried to look for books on third culture kids to try and understand myself a bit more, but
there's not
literally nothing.
Yeah, there was like the only books I found were like just stories from third culture kids, but not really like an academic reading about them. So I basically dropped that topic because I couldn't write a dissertation with like 2 books.
I've seen a few TED Talks on it.
Okay. TED Talks.
TED Talks, they're quite good. And then like blogs from actual third culture kids, but it's kind of a hard one.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Nickie, for joining me in this video.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope something was interesting that came out of this. I don't know. I just thought it's not really the most popular topic, so I thought it'd be interesting.
It's kind of like a bit of a Q&A about yourself as well.
So that's like.
You want to find out more about Wenwen.
All right, thanks again for watching. Click the thumbs up button if you guys enjoyed this video, and leave any comments down below if you guys have any questions about third culture kids. We'd be happy to answer those. And click the subscribe button if you want to catch up with me again. Hit the bell for notifications, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye. Later.